What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jay Renee with Prison Ride Radio. I hope that you're doing well. This afternoon, we got a brother on the phone by the name of Jameg Blake, and he's an author. All right, we're gonna holler at him, talk about writing, what got him there, talk about his book, and what else for unfold. So we about to jump right in there. All right, bro. Peace. How you doing?
Peace, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Thanks for pulling up on us. We're gonna jump right into it. So, tell the people a little bit about yourself and where you from.
My name is Jameg. I'm from Harlem, New York. I'm an author, actor, fashion designer.
Okay. You got a couple more hats than I know about. Let's get into it. So, let's start with the author part. How long you been writing, bro?
Okay. I've been writing. I took this time during the course of my bid to get into writing to help express myself. I was always into the arts. I was in high school. I went to New York City Shakespeare competition, so I always had a love for the arts. And I just felt, I got into writing to help express myself, my feelings, that I was going through, starting off this bid.
Oh, okay. So, how long you been behind the wall?
I'm going on 16 years right now.
All right. Yeah, that's a significant amount of time. So, is writing one of the things that you do to help you get through the time?
Yeah, it's definitely a stress reliever. It keeps me creative. Keeps me motivated.
All right, for sure. So, tell us about the things that you've written. What's going on?
Say that again.
I said, tell us about the things that you have written. What's going on?
Oh, so yeah, I just published my poetry chapbook called "From Pain Comes the Best Inspiration: My Poetic Life." I call it a poetic memoir.
Okay, congratulations on getting published. That's definitely,
Thank you,
not
thank
an
you.
easy feat. You're welcome. So, poetry. So, everybody, is not good when it comes to poetry and spoken word. You know what I mean? What made you, want to express yourself in that way?
I guess it was the love for hip hop and the wordplay. And it's crazy because I tried the rapping thing. I was never able really to hold the beat. I would have some
Okay.
slick stuff to say, but I wasn't really good on the beats. I was more better on acapella. And then as I got older, I thought I can't go home being a rapper. 40 years old being a rapper. So I said, let me express myself through a spoken word.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I understand the 40-year-old rapper concept. I was just hollering at somebody about that. It's like it's cool to be 40-year-old and rap if you came out when you 20. It's a little different when you try and come out at 40. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right,
I'm glad you found your lane when it comes to the poetry. So
right.
congratulations on the publication. Are you working on something else?
Yes, I'm definitely working on something else. I have another book that I wrote, a Black empowerment poetry book called "We Shall Not Be Moved to Pain, Pride, and Resiliency to Black America." I finished that. I'm writing for the copyright, and I'm also writing a resource slash guide book for people in prison that's trying to find a hustle and start a business from inside of prison. That's called the CEO blueprint. I changed the CEO to stand for convicted entrepreneur owner. So I'm
Okay.
working on that right now as well.
Okay, that's dope as hell. What made you want to write that type of book for others to learn from?
Just through my experience, when I came up, I always knew that I just didn't want to be, I didn't want to wait till I get home to bring my dreams and goals into fruition. And I seen so many brothers that was doing it, starting businesses from inside of prison. I said, what, I made up my mind. That's what I want to do.
All right.
So I just invested all my time in studying, running into certain people that, that I heard might have had that started business from prison. My boy, Chatty O, everybody used to see me like, yo, you remind me of Chatty O, you remind me of Chatty O. Shout out to him. And I finally met up with him somebody like, yo, my boy Chatty O here, you need to meet him. And that person that was supposed to introduce us, we had a falling out. So I gotta find out where he at. We wound up ending up on the same company. I heard somebody say, yo, Chatty O. And I heard him on the gate, and I went up to him. I got some advice from him. He's definitely definitely helped me out for like the networking, helping me get my sneaker off the ground. So I've been made up my mind. And, this is I wanted prison entrepreneurship was something I wanted to pursue.
Sure. Shout out to Chad. He definitely doing his thing, yo. He definitely making it click and clack. So,
shout out to Chad, BG Magazine, Prison Entrepreneur Magazine.
Absolutely. So let me ask you. You said that you're also an actor. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So like I was in high school. I went to New York City Shakespeare competition, and I got a movie to the movie Freedom Writers. I didn't get the part. But I did that. I was a part of the Stella Adler program. It was a very predominant acting program. Then when I got in prison, my first facility was Comstock. They was doing Shakespeare production. Okay. I got right into that. A local professor from one of the colleges around there, he came in and they run the cameras in, and I had to play 3 roles. I had to play a witch, a kingsman, and a murderer.
Oh wow!
And I killed it. Yeah, okay. I killed it. And then after that, I just kept on doing productions. Anywhere I go, I just get involved with productions. Right now, I'm in Walker, and I'm in a rehabilitation through the arts program. We're working on a suicide prevention piece right now to present to Albany.
Nice. Definitely, that's gonna do its thing. You know what I mean? Keep us posted on how that works out. I know you also said that you're a clothing designer.
Yes. Right. I just recently got my LLC from Millionaire Lifestyle LLC.
Okay.
I've been selling my shirts in here since I've been in. I went to Sing Sing, and I took that little stimulus money, sent it to 4 imprints, got about 50 shirts printed up, and I started selling my clothing line outside in the yard, just to get a feel of it. See if people was feeling my logo, if they was jacking my logo or not. And I went from there, and now I'm getting into the sustainable fashion lane, because the fashion industry is destroying our planet. Especially the luxury sector. So I'm getting into that. Learning how to use different organic materials.
Okay.
For clothing.
Okay, that's what's up right there. We definitely gonna I gotta get me something. I gotta give me something that you got, bro, so I can you know what I'm saying, promote you in that way. So
definitely.
Absolutely. So, what does the future hold? Like, what's the next move for you?
It's keep on preparation, preparing for my future. Just keep on studying. I'm still studying like always, and just implementing my plans. Slowly but surely, promoting my work, getting myself out there. My whole thing is why wait? Why wait? If I could do. I always live by this quote. I don't know who it's from, but do what you can, but what you got now. And I'm all for that. If I have the resource available to me, I'm definitely gonna push it. Also, shout out to my wife, because without her, I couldn't make this happen. She definitely, I piss her off. I push her to the limit sometimes, but she here, she believes in me, and I couldn't ask for anything better than that.
For sure, Queens, we definitely be holding it down. I appreciate that you shouted it out, bro.
Definitely hold it down.
For sure. So tell the people where they can find your book at, like how they copy it.
They can go to Amazon.com, and put in "From Pain Comes the Best Inspiration," and it'll pop up.
All right, I'm gonna make sure I include the link so people can have it at their fingertips. I want to give you an opportunity to address the listeners. You know what I mean? You can drop some gems. Whatever you want to do. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I'll give a poem for my chat book. I don't know if you got viewers from the inside that might be listening as well too, but this piece is called "The Metal Bars See It All." If you could only look through my eyes and see what I've seen, because I witnessed things inside these prison walls you wouldn't believe. So much death and destruction. I doubt anyone has seen more pain than me. I stood face to face with some of the most dangerous men you would ever meet. And I've stood by each of their sides through countless trials and tribulations. I've been hugged and cried on by murderers needing consolation, and have been choked and viciously shaken by innocent men out of frustration. You see, throughout the decades, I've watched young boys grow into cold-hearted men, and cold-hearted men reduce to pitiful boyish tears. I know all their most darkest fears and have heard all their most sincerest prayers. I've seen men fall to their knees in repentance, begging the Lord for forgiveness. I've seen men lose their minds in the confines of these cells, slowly mentally digress and losing all knowledge of themselves. I witnessed plenty of sleepless nights of men tossing, turning, and tussling in the shadows of demons from their past who come back to haunt them. I've seen these hellish cells become a chosen resting place for so many men. Men who were tired of being enslaved, they felt death was their only escape. I've seen overdoses from dope needles dug in a bulging vein and from cocaine shoved in the swollen nostrils. I've seen nooses tied around dangling necks and blades left deep inside of shredded flesh. So much death and destruction. I guarantee no one has seen more pain than me. Because the bars see it all. Peace.